Top tips for selling your home in Nashville, Tennessee. The ultimate guide for a fast home sale in today's changing market. Hi, I'm Lorene Hetherington with Parks Realty and HetheringtonTeam.com. I've had the pleasure of being a realtor here in the Nashville area for several years. We specialize in luxury homes for sale, and we help a lot of buyers, but we also help a lot of sellers. And in today's market, let's face it, it's controversial. There are vastly different opinions on whether you should sell your home right now. But my opinion is, if you've decided that it's the time for you to sell your house, then be all in. Own it. And today, we're going to give you some top tips on how to own it, own that sale, and have a profitable, quick sale on top of it all. The first step is to understand the Nashville real estate market and pull in experts so you don't go into this process of selling blinded. So we all know that Nashville is still a hot market. It's definitely an it city. We have 200 people a day moving to both Davidson County, which is where Nashville is, and then Williamson County, which is to the south of Nashville, and it hosts the great, cute little city of Franklin, Tennessee. So lots of demand. People are moving to Nashville from all over the country and, quite frankly, all over the world. But buyers today are a little freaked out because of interest rate. Let's face it, they are higher than we'd like them to be. So that's knocked a lot of great buyers out of the market. So gone are the days where I think that sellers could just put their house up at some ridiculously overpriced level and then adjust as they go. I think today, more than ever before, it's really important for you to understand the Nashville market and know that, yes, it's a hot city, high in demand of housing, but you still have to be in the ozone layer and price it accordingly, or you're going to sit there forever. Step two, get your home ready. I cannot tell you the number of sellers that we have worked with that have taken the time, the energy, and yes, a little bit of money to really get that home ready. They pay it off in spades. Like, their homes are the first to go into contract and they net as much money as possible. Often we end up setting records for square footage in different neighborhoods because our sellers have worked with us to really prep that home for sale. So there's a couple key elements in getting your home ready. The first one is just to hunker down and figure out a budget. How much money do you want to spend, or can you spend, getting that home absolutely perfect and ready for launch day? Number two, you want to have your local realtor in, your favorite Nashville expert, and get them in and have them work with you as a team to walk through room by room by room and establish a list of priorities. There are always things that can be done to make a great home even better. And again, it's resulting in a higher price per sale and a quicker sale. So put some time and put some energy into it. Your realtor is going to go room to room to room and come up with a punch list of projects, and they're going to be prioritized. We really highly recommend you do these. These would be really nice to do, and these are, if you get time, it'll be icing on top of the cake. So come up with a budget and then come up with a plan. And it is also important to not just do the inside of the house, but I can't tell you how many sellers today forget about the outside of their home. Again, when you're on the market, buyers are rolling up to the front of their house, and it's not just about curb appeal. They will also, the really smart seasoned buyers and seasoned agents, they'll do a walk and a loop around the outside of your house. So don't forget about the outside, not just the front curb appeal, but hey, what does your home look like on the side? Because smart buyers are going to do that loop. So it's important to put on your best foot forward, because first impressions count all the way around your house. Step three, price it right out of the gate. What does that mean? Well, what it really means is you need to look at apples to apples or oranges to oranges and figure out where your home is best positioned in the market. So I say go back no more than 3 months, because again, it's a changing market no matter where you live or where you're from. So you want the very latest data to help guide you on establishing that killer list price. So if there's not enough data in 3 months, then go back 6 months. But I say really stay focused on what are the recent comp, the recent comparable market sales. So I always tell my sellers, if at all possible, we're going to come up with that perfect price, and then we're not going to go over it by 3%. Okay, let's just say your house should be listed at $800,000. So do not exceed that by 3%. So the most you'll list that home is $824,000. I think there's great science to listing it in today's market just a smidge under the competitive price point, because it'll stand out like the rock star and it'll jump from the screen from Zillow, and buyers will tell that it's a really well-priced, good value, and you'll often make more money because you'll go into a competitive multiple offer. So price it dead on, no more than 3%. 3%, but if you can, just a smidge under, and it will make you more money in the long run. Step 4, effective and strategic online marketing. Everybody starts their search online. Some of the latest statistics show that 97% of today's buyers begin their home search online. That may ultimately not be where they find their home. I can't tell you the number of people who have found that home, they think that it's it, and then we get there and I'm like, nah, let me take you to the real winner. But they start online. So make sure that you are hiring a local Nashville expert who is a genius at online marketing. Most of them, you should ask, do they have a social media person within their staff? That's super important. Get somebody who's dialed in, who knows how to work with the internet to make your home jump from the screen. So not only do you need an agent with a marketing online specialist or someone who's really super good at the net, but you cannot be remiss without going for a professional photographer. And when we mean professional photographer, we want a home photographer, not a wedding photographer. They're two completely different animals. So your agent will help guide you to find that. And oh, by the way, your agent should be paying for that professional photographer because that's part of their overall package. Again, they got to be killer online with marketing, and they need to find a great professional home photographer because pictures are everything. Step 5, work with a seasoned local expert. So if you're here in Nashville, find someone who really understands the Nashville market. If you're in Austin, same thing, find an Austin agent. So find a local expert to help guide you. And again, be on your team. No one wants to sell a house for more money than you, aside from your agent. So you two have got to be locked in step, and find an agent who also jives with your personality. We've also found the most successful transactions are agents who really match the personalities of their clients. So if you're a type A hard driver with some Southern charm, then find that agent kind of matches you. And I cannot stress it enough, this is where you want someone who's seasoned. I personally, when my brother and sister go and they shop for homes around the United States because they don't live here in Nashville, I'm like, you need an agent with at least 10 years of experience. And that's because they've been to war, they've been to battle and back, and they understand the whole animal when it comes to negotiations. So hire a local expert who's seasoned, preferably with at least 10 years experience. And another tip, find an agent who works with sellers and buyers, because that's when they understand the whole picture, the whole cycle, the whole ecosystem of a sale. It is often my help with buyers that helps my sellers because I look at a home through the eyes of a buyer 24/7. So find someone who works with buyers, not just sellers. It'll help you cross that finish line and make more money. Tip number 6, it's not over until the money hits your account. This is so important. A lot of sellers today think that, hey, I get my home in contract and then it's smooth sailing. When I can't tell you, particularly in today's kind of volatile market, that's the very first critical step, but it is not over until you have closed that house. So you want to work with your buyer who have been chosen to get your house. You want to work with them, make it a very tough but ultimately fair negotiation, because if a buyer feels like they've just been treated badly and you get into inspection, they're the first buyers that are going to walk, or they're the first buyers that are going to demand a new roof because they feel like they were not really treated fairly during the process. So the name of the game is, again, be fair, be tough, but don't have the buyer go into that transaction thinking that they just didn't get what they wanted or anything that they wanted, because that's when you're at risk of going sideways and falling out of contract. So much has to do after contract. You've got appraisals, you've got inspections, you've got title searches, all kinds of moving parts. So it is not over until the end. So stick with your agent and let them guide you throughout the process. So there you have it. The top tips to help you sell your Nashville home for sale and get a quick sale within 30 days in today's market. It's not all about the fast sale, but time on market is like death to your price. So that's why you don't want to have a home that languishes on the market forever, because ultimately it means you're going to make less and less money because buyers see that and they wonder what's wrong with your house. So all kinds of tips. Again, pick a good partner, pick a good agent that knows your market and that is seasoned, and let them be your guide to help you establish a great list price and get your home ready so your house makes as much money as humanly possible. If you are new to our channel, I just want to say thank you for giving us a couple of minutes. Always such a pleasure and such an honor to have you with us. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel if you can, and we'll push out fresh content every single week about all kinds of fun things here in Nashville. We are a real estate channel. If you know someone who is moving to town, or perhaps you are thinking about moving to town, we'd love the opportunity to hop on a phone call or get on an email together or a Zoom call to talk about your journey in the hopes of helping you. We're all about helping you buy a house here in Nashville, get a fresh start, and live your best life yet.